Welcome everyone, please take a seat, we're just about to get started. I'm Jake, aka Mrs. Fit, and this is week 3 of the GPC. This week, the Buffalo Bills take on the Swansea City, coached by Sascha. After a win last week, we are 1-1, while Sascha's having a bit of a rough season going 0-2. But that is not to say we're getting cocky this match. No siree. I want to start a win streak, so we're giving this our all, just like we always do. Now, if we take a look at his team, we see a lot of bulk. Almost a disgusting amount of bulk. He's a Region Core Tangrowth and a Slowbro, coupled with a Cresselia. So, looking at his team, I am now regretting my choice to not have a bug type, but thankfully we have plenty of U-turn at our disposal. Adding to his bulk is a Gastron, which, while in many cases is innocuous, a Water Ground type can really hurt my team. Seriously, this is the 3rd week in a row where I versed a team with a Water Ground Pokemon. Am I going to verse anyone without one? Come on, week 4, 5, 6, what do I have to wait for, week 11? Now, bulk aside, a few flaws stand out on Sascha's team. First off, he only has one Rocker in Terrakion and one Remover in Scissor, which really limits his options for using both these mons. He basically can't really run a Choice Band in Scissor, which is probably the most scariest set versus my team, and he can't run a Choice Terrakion really either, which is kind of a letdown. And then on top of that, in my opinion, Terrakion isn't even a good rocker. The other big flaw in his team is his Ghost Weakness. He has 3 weak to it for 0 resistor immunities. If I can exploit that, then I will be able to handle this team. And last but not least, his Mega Manectric outspeeds my entire team and stops Talonflame cold, which honestly I'm not a big fan of, you know? I like when my Pokemon just get run over your team, it's a lot easier for me. Thankfully I have Lantern who can literally Rolf Stomp it, but that thing, it's really, I have to keep it alive. It's still a threat and I can't afford underestimating it. But aside from that, I'm pretty sure Zoroark can do me a lot of work this match if I use it well, so I'm going to come up with the best hit for that. But I think that's enough rambling and speculation for right now. Let's just hop into the team I brought, and wow. Alright, we're back. So, like I said, Zoroark is going to be key this match, so unsurprisingly, she's front and center. I went with the Choice Scarf set as this beats its entire team, barring other Scarfers, of course, while allowing Zoroark to use that modest nature for the most power. Now, Zoroark has bulk comparable to Sharpedo, which is very rarely attained by any fully evolved mon. It's called Wet Paper Bag level. So, believe it or not, a Banded Scissor Bullet Punch can OHKO Zoroark 62.5% of the time. That's not good. I don't like that at all. That's why those leftover EVs were thrown into her defense stat, letting her comfortably live even a Banded Scissor Bullet Punch, so she can rain death from above. Dark Pulse is for stab and hits this team exceptionally well. Flamethrowers for Tangrowth and Scissor, while Grass Knot lets me pop with otherwise a threat Gastron and handles Terrakion very well. Which, I don't think I'll bring Gastron, but the Grass Knot for Terrakion might come in handy. Lastly, U-turn allows some momentum, and honestly I have all the coverage I need with those 3 types. There's nothing else I could possibly want. So, very similarly, we got Lampredator, who is here to redeem himself after his failure week 1. It's a very standard Assault Vest spread, with Volt Switch for stab momentum, Flamethrower for the same reasons it's on Zoroark, and Giga Drain is replacing Grass Knot for the same exact reasons that they're on Zoroark. Hopefully he can suck up some souls and maybe some Escargot, if he brings it, or Bull, Rock, things, whatever Terrakion's supposed to be. I think it's a goat I've been told, but it looks like a bull. Whatever, who cares. The weird move here is the Acid Spray. It's just so that I can hammer away at something like Slowbro if it starts Calm Minding up, or just even pour some switches on his Region Core. It probably won't need it, but it might help, you never know. Next up, we got Titan, making his debut performance, and he's really here for 2 reasons. It's really only one, the other one's kind of half a reason if it's a benefit and I can get it out. Titan here has to handle Terrakion. Terrakion can screw my team over a lot, way more than I like. So, Titan here is kind of the perfect counter in the game. It's immune to fighting and it resists rocks, so should work, hopefully. Got max attack, max HP, give him the best bulk and power output. Stealth Rocks is other varying purpose, but they're really not that helpful against Sascha's team unless he brings Arcanine. So I probably won't need them, but if I can get them up, they're always nice. Nice chip always helps. Earthquake and Shadow Punch, Ghost, as I said, hits his team super well. Earthquake is just great power and coverage, and Fire Punch is for the same reason as the other 2 guys, they have fire moves. It lets him actually hurt Tangrowth for appreciable damage, and pop Scissor pretty easily. Now we get to the secret weapon, Miss Sisbit, my mascot. So, remember how I said Ghost really messes up Sascha's team? And here's the best thing I can think of to exploit that. Rest Talk Calm Mind Shadow Ball Gotcha with max HP and defense so she can take hits as well as possible. This is my answer for Cress, and if she sets up, she might just sweep his whole entire team once Scissor's gone. Scissor's like the only thing that stops this. He has nothing to swap in, and you're stuck anyway so you can't even swap out. He has really nothing. The max HP and defense means that even Terrakion can't OHKO. By any means, even if it's banded. I get that the set's basically pure evil, but that's okay with me as his draft is kind of evilly bulky. That's my justification. Now we finally take a step back from offense and work on our walls. First up is Perennial Failure Hentai Pun, with max physical defense and HP to handle Scissor. Scissor is a threat to my team, And Hensai Pun resists both its stabs, so it should be simple. I gave you an easy job, don't mess it up. Spin is for rocks, and in my opinion essential, especially as he won't likely get rocks up twice, so if I can spin him away, they should be gone forever. I don't see Tracken getting him up on me twice. That's just not going to happen. Acid Spray serves the same purpose it did for Electros, and it's also stab, while T-Spice can get me some desirable pressure on his team as he lacks a poison type. If I can get those up, that'll be really helpful for pressuring his team. Lastly, Scald for stab and burns and Scald. We all know what it does. Like, let's be serious here, it's Scald. You run Scald, it just happens. Lastly, we have Lan Turn Me Off. Our MVP so far? Will she still be? Who knows? It's a very special spread here, specifically for a defensive Arcanine, which I realized the last one could really give me a lot of trouble. The 120 special attacks investment means Scald is a 2-hit KO on max HP Arcanine, which I'd assume something like max HP, max defense for defensive one. I don't think he'd bring a specially defensive Arcanine. If he does with Will-O-Wisp, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'd do. Please don't do that. The rest goes into its bulk as its Will-O-Wall. Volt Switch is for stab and momentum, while Toxic can get me an annoying wall kill perhaps, you know, maybe poison a Slowbro or poison a Tangrowth on Switch. It's especially helpful for Gastrodon. Just Toxic it if it comes in thinking it's safe, because otherwise it would be safe and I couldn't touch it. Heal Bell lets me handle Will-O-Wisp from Arcanine better, you know, if it tries to get that burn stab because I don't have recovery aside from leftovers and my absorbs. I can get that off, and I can also just cure anyone else if they got burned from that annoying piece of shit. And just, you know, helps the team out. So, there's the team. I hope all this prep paid off. I did quite a lot of work looking into it to get some original ideas. But you never know. With these types of leagues, sometimes the prep decides the winner. Will that be the case this time? I don't know. We're 1-1, he's 0-2. Will he fix it? Will I keep going? Let's find out now. We're here for the final part of this video, the long-awaited battle. Let's just hop right into it. Now, looking at his team, he has almost everything expected, except he has a Gastrodon instead of Slowbro. So I'm pretty sure I prepped pretty well. He's brought what I thought he would bring, so that's a good relief. But he doesn't have a regen core, which is kind of a relief on my part. But I'm not happy to see Gastrodon. That's not something I wanted to really verse. I have things for it, but I'm going to have to deal with it somehow. So, tossing out leads, Lampredator is always an amazing lead. It's such a good lead. Everything it can handle on his team, unless he goes maybe tracking, but I go right into Golurk. He'd have to go for close combat or Stone Edge, and I just take those up. So, Lampredator is a great lead. He leads out with Scissor. Now, this is good for me. I want to know exactly what kind of Scissor this is immediately. I don't know, but Bandit would be the scariest. I'm just going to stay and click Volt Switch. He goes for U-turn. Immediately I went to calculating this. I now know this has to be a max attack Adamant Scissor, but it's either holding an expert belt or pretty much an item that does not increase power whatsoever. But it's max attack, or some combination of reduced attack and an item boosting it, maybe like a Bug Plate. I don't think it's Bug Plate though. I click Volt Switch, he goes into Cress. Good little chip. Not really, it's Cress. Weirdly enough, he doesn't get leftovers. This should have cleaved in on me, but it didn't. He goes for the Trick. This is a Scarfed Trick Cresselia. That's pretty cool, to be honest. I go for Rocks because Rocks are really nice, and I'm hoping he can't defog Scissor, and they'll really help shift his team down. I go right back into Lampredator. He just lost his... He took my lefties, which is kind of annoying, and I'm stuck with the Scarf, and I outspeed nothing on his team, even though I'm Scarfed, I have no speed investment. I'm going to go right back Lampredator. I just click Volt Switch and get momentum again. He pulls out into Tangrowth. I have no reason to overbid here, just like Flamethrower. He has nothing that wants to switch on the Lampredator at all. It does almost nothing to Gastrodon. This play, I think, is the play I question the most in the whole game. I go for Giga Drain. He stays in. He told me afterwards he knew it learned Giga Drain, but he thought I wouldn't have it. I don't know why he thought I wouldn't have it. But I just, come go back up to full. And that's a huge annoyance out of my way. He goes back into Crest, which is weird because I just went in on Crest on this. Take a Side Shock and I'll Volt Switch on out. Nice and simple. Now we get into the part of this battle that's going to take an abnormally long amount of time, and I'm just going to probably fast forward this if possible, whatever I can do, because this is literally just Miss Sisbit, this evil set, ripping apart his Cresselia. I don't even really feel the need to narrate this, to be honest. I'm going to Calm Mind, Rest Talk, Calm Mind's Shadow Ball. So, rather than narrate this boring part, I thought I'd just toss some fun facts or knowledge, or just talk about my day. You know, I think really that passes time. That's better than, I think this is 15 to 20 turns of this nonsense. He told me this is a max special defense Cresselia. That is disgusting, to be honest. That is absolutely disgusting. That bulk is absurd. He gets to drop. It actually kind of ends up mattering, as weird as that sounds later on. But this is Miss Sisbit. She's doing what she likes. She gave Cresselia detention. No one likes you. You're a piece of crud. That did nothing. Like, look at that damage. It's literally doing nothing. And I'm at plus. Down times 2 special attack already, so I'm going to have to set up a lot to kill this thing. More than I expected I'd have to, but whatever. Sometimes it happens. But anyway, this is, like I said, this is Miss Tisbit. She's giving Cresselia detention. Been an annoying piece of crud for too long. You're going to just do what I tell you to do. Stay in here. You can't rest, swap out. Just going to keep calm-minding. I'm nice and calm. In control. Relaxed. And just going to keep throwing off Shadow Balls because he has nothing to take him, and he can't even swap out if he wanted to. I'm still not killing him, by the way, at 2.5 times attack. That's pathetic. I think I just click a few Shadow Balls for no reason. Not getting anywhere. The drop almost is irrelevant. I could PP stall, I could just set up more. It's easier just setting up more, to be honest. And this is kind of boring, it's kind of what class is like, but not Miss Tisbit's class. Of course, that's always very interesting and fun. I mean, never would it be that boring. No one would ever call it that. Ever in their life, ever in the world, would you ever consider even calling it, or considering calling it that. And we're just kind of doing what she says, that's how it works, and I hope this image of her has been nice and distracting for you, because finally Cress dies. It took long enough, but finally we got somewhere. We're 20 turns in, and 2 things have died in this team. I'm still at all 6 my members, so we're looking pretty good. Nice and solid. I like the start. I'm at a good amount of special attack. Now, I did a calc. He's not banded. He's not life orb. We already dismissed those. Best he could be is expert bow. I can live an expert bow hit from max, guaranteed unless he crits. And even then, it's like, I have a very good chance to live it. So, I just go off a Shadow Ball. This is my favorite play in the whole match. He didn't expect him to stay in. He goes into Arcanine. I Shadow Ball. And this is why I said that drop kind of mattered. If I was lazy, I could have won up to max, and if I did, I would have killed that on entry. Would have been nice. Oh wow. I didn't realize it would matter. He crunches, I live! Taking another life, getting a meaningless drop, and that's 2 lives down from Miss Tisbit. We're 6 and 3. This is a good matchup. Now, I'm not pushing my luck. He doesn't have Pursuit, I'm glad to see that. He's U-turn. Hensei Pun can take that, that's what his job is. Tracking comes in for the first time, and it's as scary as can be, to be honest. EQ, that does way more than I liked. It's Life Orb, that was not good. I do not like this at all. That thing outspeeds most of my team. Actually, only one thing on my team outspeeds it, to be honest. Only one thing on my team has any speed investment, and that's Zoroark, who's Scarfed. Thankfully, I know how to outspeed it, but that is now a huge threat, because Golurk did not get that hit up, and I just realized my team's exceptionally ground weak aside from Electros, who's not going to take a close combat. My supposedly answer for Golurk, in Golurk, for his Tracheon is not working out at all. And I'm actually kind of scared because I'm mid-battle, and there's not much I can do about it. My other really defensive Pokemon is going to just get popped by EQ, and Miss Tisbit's almost dead. She has the only chance of killing up is on Tangrowth, which we're going to finagle a switch in if that's even a possibility. So this is going to be fun. Definitely scary stuff. I Fire Punch. I do a lot, but after lefties, I'm not liking my chances of killing. They're minute-hit at all. So I go into Hensei Pun hoping to get like a Leech Seed. He knocks off. Apparently he predicted Gothitelle is my best guess, or he just really knock off his knockoff. This Scald Burn, it actually does help me quite a bit, because this is apparently very offensive Tangrowth. The irony of using Power Whip on Hensei Pun against me, oh my gosh. He had to do that on purpose. Shout out to you, Swanasea City, and Sascha. Shout out to you for using that awesome move. It's one of my favorite moves. Wink, wink, kink, kink. What? What's that? Huh? What? We're in a battle, of course. There we go. I go for Acid Spray. I did this call last time because I thought he'd go right into Scissor because the poison move seemed too obvious. He doesn't. He goes in for a Leech Seed. I don't quite agree with this. I actually dated it in the second chat, and I was told it's an asshole for that. But anyway, he Leech Seeds. I have Liquid Ooze, so you're just going to lose all your... That's why I originally went into this. I was hoping to grab a Leech Seed. I stay in with this guy. It's not worth saving. He has Pursuit now. I don't know why he didn't pursue Gothitelle earlier. He goes into Terrakion. This is, however, not Lantern. It would have been nice if it was. This is Zoroark, and I clicked Flamethrower hoping he would stay in. He doesn't, because apparently he doesn't feel he'll kill me, which is actually true, but he could have U-turned, so it's a bit weird. This should have clicked into me. He's Scarfed, by the way. Goes Terrakion. I don't like this. I'm locked in on Flamethrower. I'm not doing enough damage. So I go into Gothitelle and sack her off, because I have to sack something. It happens. I'm sorry, Miss Tisbit. You did a good job, but you were too weak at this point. Go back in Lantern. Grass Knot pops it. This match is pretty much game set. Done. I just gotta swap into something that can take a hit. I go into Lantern. And this is where I realize he's choice. He's not banned and he's not spec, so he's Scarfed. Actually, I didn't really realize in the battle. I learned it afterwards, but now it makes sense looking back at it that he's Scarfed. I Volt Switch on out so I can take the safetiest hit. Safe Switch into Mislead. And in her true form, she blasts off a Flamethrower, and that is the match. Now, that was a good match. I definitely had control for a lot of it, but like I said, his draft was flawed quite a bit. We've done drafts since this, and he made a whole new team from scratch. It looks nothing like this one. So hopefully he'll have a lot better luck. Sascha, you're a great guy. You're one of my favorite people in the league. I know I probably said that about pretty much everyone, but it's true. I like a lot of you guys. A lot of you are pretty cool guys if you're watching this. And if you're not in the league and still watching this, you're still cool. Just so you know, in case you were wondering about being insecure with yourself. I just like this match. It works well. My prep paid off, aside from goal work and tracking on oversight. I think if he pressured me with more tracking, he might have had a different game. I don't know. It's hard to say. But that life orb tracking, I was not prepared for that. I did not do any calcs. I thought tracking could not hurt me. I don't realize life orb EQ did that much because apparently goal work is kind of a baby. So yeah, that was the match. I still question the play with Gastrodon, but the rest of me played pretty damn well. He did his best he could. That Scissors is scary, and so was Tracheon, so he knew what he was doing. I probably made a misplay somewhere in there. I'm sure I did. Someone can point it out to me. I probably should realize he was scarfed. I didn't even think Scarf Scissors was a thing though, and I don't know why he'd go for it. I feared Brand had so much more Bullet Punch, and Scarf wouldn't run Bullet Punch, I'd assume. So I don't quite get that. I might even ask him about that. I don't really quite understand the logic there. But anyway, that's enough of that. That's week 3. We're 2-1. Swansea City's 0-3, unfortunately. But they just got a new draft, so hopefully they'll be getting some of those wins right about now. And by now, I mean really in the next week, which is almost because I'm late on this video. Anyway, next week we verse Shoutout, who scares the crap out of me. Very scary team is H/, and that's not fun, and he has a lot of other scary stuff, so definitely gotta prepare for that. He also has other very scary things like Manaphy and Mega Glade, which pretty much means he has a really insanely good wall breaker and a really scary fast sweeper that really only my talent can handle. But that's enough for that. That's next week. We'll worry about that next week. Well, you'll see me then, hopefully. I hope you do. Please. Anyway, enough on that. I just want to say one more thing. I apologize that this video is late. I know it's really late and it's kind of sad, but I've been sick for about a week now. I've been coughing up phlegm, and I've had a fever, and been blowing my nose and or being clogged to the point that I can't breathe through it the whole time. So this is about the first day I could actually bring that. I thought my voice sounded halfway to normal, and I wasn't coughing or sneezing or something every 5 seconds. So I hope you understand. I will, like I said earlier, putting way more time in these videos. I will be doing more editing, more recording, and I will hopefully be doing some things, I'm not quite sure what yet, where I'll be recording some things that aren't the GBC. I don't have a Steam account yet currently, so I can't really do anything that fancy, but I do have at least 1 or 2 computer games I could play possibly if you want to do that. I'm not really a big fan of Shoutout anymore, so I don't see myself bulk recording that, but maybe some dual comms. I know some of the guys have approached me and wanted to do one, so we'll see where that goes. I always loved dual comming in the past. That was the first thing I did, just believe it or not. That was over a year ago. Anyway, thank you very much. That was today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and class is dismissed. See you